Hey y'all, the Peachy the Uber lady. So I haven't talked to y'all in a while. I ain't made a video in a minute, man. I've been really busy. But guess what? I quit my job. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, wait. Quit my job. And remember I kept telling you I hated how much I hated my job. I used to complain all the time. I was on my way to work every morning and everything. So I finally quit. I applied at one of the major hospitals in Cleveland and got the job. I started what's today? About a week or so. Today's Tuesday or Monday. What's today? Tuesday. Today's my mother's birthday. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm all over the place with my emotions today, so I can't even really say I'm happy. But I'm okay. I'm good for now. I had a couple of little breakdowns today. I had the nursing home calling me about my father. Like I told you, my father got cancer. I got some really crazy bad news from another family member about their health over the weekend. So that is crushing. Like when I got hit with that information, it felt like somebody was sitting on my chest. It was crazy. And then of course my mom is deceased and today's her birthday. So I'm just really it's a lot going on with me right now. But more than that, I don't work at the job I hate anymore. I quit the job some time ago. I gave them 2 weeks notice and I left. I knew I could make the money through Uber and I'm doing it. Like I told y'all, I have my personal Ubers. I have my Ubers that I do, I work on and off the app. When I say personal Ubers, I mean off the app. Like people that I charge my prices and I drive them around, and I make my money that way. Most days I make a majority of my money that way, just as an FYI. I do. And the first question people always ask is how do people know? First of all, word of mouth, which is the absolute best advertisement anybody could ever give, is word of mouth, period. But other than that, it is social network. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I have a Snapchat account, but I deleted it off my phone. But when I was on there, I would kind of like post stuff up there sometimes. But I'm not really good with Snapchat, so not so much Snapchat. I guess if I download it again, I could get a little better at it. But mostly Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But so I quit. Now, tips. Once you quit your job and you do Uber full time, what I think are the things that you should do before. See, my thing was I didn't plan before I quit. Like when I quit, I was like, I can make this money every day and I can make the money and I'm gonna get it. But what I wish I would have done, I will say this, is it was some work that I needed done on my car, which wasn't nothing but an oil change. Literally, that's the only thing I needed for my car before. But the thing about that is when you are working for yourself and you're doing this full time, you have to remember that every expense that you use is against the money that you might need. So my goal is to make at least $100 a day. Some days I make double and triple that, $200-300. So that's which is good. But on those days when I need, or those times when I need 500, and it might have been a day where I couldn't work one day, or depending on my schedule, the schedule didn't quite go right. I had people lagging, everything is behind. It was, I just wish I would have thought about that part, the work that I needed on my car before I quit. Because of course when I was working, and doing Uber, I had the money for extra stuff because I was going to work every day. So that's a major thing. I needed an oil change. Also, I would say you just want to have money in the bank. Like, if you can, if it's possible, you might want to have at least a couple thousand. If not a couple thousand. Now, you know what? I ain't even going to go there. Depending on how your bills is, the way my bills are set up, I wish I would have had at least $1,500 to $2,000 in the bank. If you can't get that, like, let's say this. I would just say this. My highest bill is $500 that I pay in my house. And basically, that's half of my rent. Because my boyfriend and I, we live together. And our rent is $1,000. So my highest bill in my household is $500. Basically, I wish that I would have had at least that amount of money put to the side. Not saying as soon as my rent was due, I would have used it. But, you know, like, first of all, you got to know how to manage your bills as well. If you don't know how to, pay your bills and budget and that type of thing, then you're not going to make it this way either. Because you, like, make the money every day, but it's so easy to spend it. So I used to have to, I found myself now doing like at least two, because if I had the cash in my hand, it's so easy to spend it. I mean, just like grabbing your card to spend it, but I found myself doing 2 deposits a day just so I can make sure I put the money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? So back to the $500. So the reason why I'm saying, okay, at least $500 is my highest bill that I pay. So, and you know, I got like credit cards, like gas, car note, insurance, all these type of things. So the $500 is the highest bill that me and my boyfriend pay. We paid, $500 apiece. So the thing with that is, let's say for instance you work a day and you planning on making $100. And you gotta set a goal for yourself. And when I say $100 a day, I'm not counting at least $5 to $10 I spend on food, and that might be snacks, water. If I'm taking care of other business, that might just be a quick meal. So at least that, and then at least, and I have a 2016 Toyota Camry. I put at least $25 to $30 worth of gas in my car a day. So I would say, you got to take that money out. So I'm actually making more than that a day because it always allows me to put that much gas in my tank and spend at least that much outside of my house on snacks, etc., whatever it might be. Okay. So let's say you spending 30 to 40 a day on other stuff, gas and other stuff. So you really need to make at least, my goal is, like, most of the time I make about $150. On a bad day, I make about $150. I will say that Fridays is my best day. Mostly, sometimes Thursday, Fridays mostly because that's payday. Most people get paid on Fridays. So, that's always a good time to get people. I got people, I literally am busy all Friday from sun up to sundown. Now, what I do on that day is I work the app as well. Even though I make a majority of my money on Fridays from my personal Ubers, I got my regulars that I pick up, take to work, kids going to practice, people going to school, college students, whatever type of situation. But Friday is always extra. People want to go to the mall. People want to go shopping. People want to go out to eat. People want to go grocery shopping. They want to go food. They want to go clothes shopping. They want to get their hair done, nails done. You know what I'm saying? So Fridays is definitely one of those days. Saturdays, I find now, is more for, lounging, kicking it, going out with friends, or appointments. I do a lot of appointments on Saturdays, surprisingly. It's usually only one, and it's not always doctor's appointments. I've taken people to, like, the driver's license bureau and been there for hours with people. And then that's something else you got to work out. When you do personal Ubers, it's hard. It's not hard. You got to see when I'm driving, I want to make at least $20 an hour. If I'm waiting, because I will wait, especially depending on how far they are away from where I might go. Because like once you turn the app on, you could be an hour away, from them. And if it's your personal Uber, you don't want to inconvenience them by having them wait by the time they are ready. So what I'll do is I'll wait, on somebody. But when I'm waiting, my waiting fee is at least $10 an hour. So every 30 minutes I charge $5. Now, that's when your patience got to come into play. Because if you can sit and wait on your money, then you good. So let's just say, for instance, you just drive and you take somebody somewhere, and it might have been a $10 ride. So a $10 ride there and back would be $20. And then you waited on them maybe an hour or maybe 45 minutes. So you charging them maybe another $5 or $10. So within an hour and a half to 2 hours, this does include waiting time, you've made about $30. That's okay with me. That's okay with me. Depending on, because at $10, I ain't drove that far. So I haven't wasted much gas. I wasted maybe 2 hours of my time, but I still made $25 to $30. That's good money for me. You know what I'm saying? Of course it's much better if you can drive somebody 50 miles, and make that money, and then have to bring them back, and you dropping them off, and you coming right back to pick them up. But that's not always good. And then when you work for yourself, because it's not like Uber, because you're not getting those rides that's right there in your area, you have to think about waiting for people. You have to think about the gas that you spending if you drop somebody off and come all the way across town to do, to wait on them or whatever. So those are major things that you have to think about when you're doing that, when you're doing personal Ubers. So waiting is a major factor, but you just gotta, make it clear what you charge for the wait. Anything under 30 minutes, I will wait. Because people, you take somebody to the grocery store, even if a grocery store ain't crowded, somebody still might be in there at least every bit of 20, 30 minutes. I will wait that amount of time doing a personal Uber. That's my preference. I know somebody who do personal rides, and they charge every 15 minutes. I think that's a bit obsessive. If they charge $5 every 15 minutes, they charging somebody $20 an hour. So it's basically they same rate for driving, depending on how they charge or whatever. I don't know. Everybody different. But I started my new job July the 9th. Excited. I want to be in a new place. Now, like I told you, I would probably as far as driving for Uber, every day on an everyday basis or whatever. If I lived in the city, this is my truth. If I lived in a city that actually was warm all the time, I live in Cleveland. Everybody know I'm VPG, the Uber lady from Cleveland, the 216. You feel me? Brian done left us again. That's all good. I would not want to drive all winter long, all day. You see what I'm saying? At that point, now, the job that I have now, you remember I told you on my commute, so stupid, I was to be on 3 different freeways to get to where I was going. Now, I can take the street to my job and be there in 12 minutes. So, my new job, I can get there in 12 minutes and then still do Uber either the early part of the day or the latter part of the day. You feel what I'm saying? So, for me, it's all good. I'm happy. I ain't got no problems. It works out for me. But if any of these tips have helped y'all, let me know. Subscribe, ask questions. Because I can really go in depth about how I charge and why I charge and, how it works when I have people I have to wait on, or, if I have multiple people I have. Right now, I just ran into an issue where I got 2 people. Now, I got my one regular. I've been picking her up for a couple of months, even when I was still working my other job. And she works at a bar. So she does not know when she's going to get off. Never knows. Sometimes it's like she doesn't ever close, but sometimes it's 10:30, sometimes it's 11, sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 12, different time. But I charge her $20 to take her home from the east side to the west side. Well, I live in the eastern suburb and close to Cleveland, and she lives in Cleveland on the west. Well, I charge her $20, but she gives me a tip every day. Always, maybe $3 to $5. So I make about $45 to $50 because I drop her off and pick her up every day. Well, at least 5 days a week. So I make at least $50 off of her a day. And of course, 5 days a week, that's $250. Good money. So, but the thing is about that is that what ended up happening is I got another Uber. Now, she gets off at 11 o'clock. She works at a factory. She gets off at 11. So the thing was, me picking them up and dropping them off, the lady that gets off at 11, now man, my loyalty, of course, would be to the woman that, been paying me for months. I don't want to disappoint nobody, but I also want to get all the money. So I can't tell my regular Uber that I didn't have, like, well, I gotta go drop the 11 o'clock lady off, so you gotta wait, or this and that. So sometimes I'm gonna tell you what I do for her. If I'm not driving, I will order her a regular Uber, and because she always tips me, she always gives me extra. So it's days when the Uber costs about $15, depending on who's driving, which way they go, and she still gives me $25. So I will order her a regular Uber when I can't take her. You see what I'm saying? And I still make about $10 off of it, which is cool if I have both of them at the same time. Or what I found out is my second Uber, the one that gets off at 11, they both live on the west side. So it's so much even better now, where I'm literally getting on the exact same freeway, and I'm getting off at 2 exits before my older Uber, the one that I've been had for a couple of months. So it ended up working out. It's just gonna be a matter of when did the other Uber get off. It's complicated, but I'm working it out. It's all good. Everybody getting home, and I'm still getting my money. And now on top of the $50 I make from her a day, the other lady, I charge her another $15 to $20 a day. So just from them two alone, I make $65 to $75 a day just off them two. And I drive both of them at least 5 days a week. Can't beat that. But I'm gone, y'all. That was just my tips for the day. Bye.